Well, okay. I guess I'm here. Cut the crap out of myself shaving this morning. Who loves you, baby? How you doing, hillbilly? Hope you're doing well. Wow, actually had people waiting on me when I got here. That's new. Bruce waiting from Central Florida. Thank you, Bruce. Pick says 8, schedule says 8:30, must be Philippine time. No, must be Mike was just still waking up when he posted that. I apologize. Sorry so much. I don't know what happened. I guess I forgot to change the time, but I screwed up. It happens. It's been a long weekend. We were down in Manila visiting friends, and then we actually did a side trip out to Tagaytay, where Lake Taal is, to see the volcano. And some friends of our friends own a restaurant out there. So we did a side trip after that. Bill Welsh. Hi, Mike. How you doing, Bill? Hope you're doing well. Copal's going to let it slide this time. Well, that's good. That's mighty nice of you. I appreciate it. Let's see what's going on here. I'm sorry. There. Let me rephrase that. Hi, Mike. I hope life is treating you well. I'll be back in the Philippines. Any chance we can meet up for lunch? Daniel, if you're going to be in Angeles, absolutely. We're going to be, I think, in town all of November and most of December. So absolutely, we'd love to meet you for lunch. Absolutely would. Just let us know. I don't know why that keeps popping up. Have to figure that out. So, anyways, hope everybody's doing good. You can see behind me, there's a box. One of those boxes, that's going to be the second box of candy for our Halloween extravaganza, which is nothing more than handing out candy to the kids out on Walking Street. But we're preparing for it, getting ready for it. It's a little bit of a pain in the butt, but we're all looking forward to it. Let's see here. What do we got? Let me do this and then this. There. Maybe that'll change it. So, let's see what else is new. Well, I think if you saw the video, we went out to Walking Street the night before we left just to have dinner. And we were really surprised at how slammed it was. I mean, it was busy. Very, very busy. I don't understand why. But it was. Daniel, in the About section below in our channel, in the front page of the channel, there's an About section, and our email, our Philippine Journey at gmail.com, is in there. Just shoot us an email. We check it several times a day and keep track of everything. The Old Canoe. Good morning, Robert. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. What's new up in Naga City? That's where the Old Canoe is. He's in the process of changing. He's in the process of selling one house and building another. I like Robert. I like him a lot. One of these days, I'm going to actually physically meet him. For those of you that watch this on replay, the guy's just really interesting. You should subscribe or at least take a look at his channel. One of the most well-centered expats we've met. And well, we haven't actually met him, but that we know. We've conversed with him. Just came in from working out in the yard. Well, Robert, it's 8:30, so I'm imagining it's starting to get warm out there. I'm working in here in the air conditioning. Ha ha ha. Enjoying my coffee. Had talked to my daughter this morning. Talked to my best friend in South Carolina this morning. Read through the news, answered comments. We had a bunch of comments that came in while we were in Manila, and quite frankly, we took it as a vacation. We didn't really do much with it. So answered all them last night. Van Turner, Cano is okay to watch. Hey, you know what? I like him. But Van is an interesting character. He's been around for a while. I actually kind of feel a little privileged to have him here. I never thought our channel would be of any interest to him. But we still continue to grow a little bit here and there. Slow, but gradual, but it is, and it works, and it's great. I did have an interesting thought, though, the other day. The old Cano says, I feel the same about you, Mike. You're well-rounded, insightful, knowledgeable, and a great channel to watch. Thumbs up, guys. Thank you, Robert. Thank you so much. Ruby, good day, Mike. Good day, Ruby. How are things in Australia? I hope you're doing well. Hope your husband's doing well. We actually met with Ruby and her husband. Super nice folks. Well, smart, everything. Bruce, 8:40 p.m. in Central Florida, and a cold front moved in. It's only 67. That's damn cold for Florida. Well, you know what? People like Van and Robert and I and others that are here, I'm going to tell you right now, man, 67 would be a beautiful day here. We would die for 67-degree weather. Van Turner, salamat po, anytime. Walang alaman. Okay, that's another word. You know, I did see something. About a guy. One of the comments that we got on one of our videos was that people should learn some Tagalog. They should be able to learn Tagalog, or at least be able to converse. I'll tell you, if you really want to see a Filipino smile, everybody knows salamat. Thank you. How often, you're going to get Filipinos that tell you salamat all the time. You want to see them smile? Turn around and say, walang anuman. Walang anuman means thank you. Means you're welcome. That's something that most foreigners do not say. And it goes a long way. Dardos, hola senor, hope you're doing well. We'll have to listen in the background, still working. Okay, Dardos, well, we actually love it that you're here supporting the channel. We're so very grateful for it. Trust me. Van says you were in Tagaytay. Did you notice? Actually, yes. I was amazed. It was a good 7, maybe even 9 degrees cooler up there. And there was a breeze. We went to a place. Tagaytay is known for, I know I'm going to butcher this word, balulo. It's a type of soup made with a beef shank. I never had it before. Some friends of our friends own the House of Balula, and we went there and ate and had a beautiful view. We'll be posting a video of it later today. But yeah, definitely feel the temperature difference. Izzy and Chris finally caught alive. Finally, Davo Light and Power is lowering its kilowatt per hour. It's down to about 4.8. It'll go back again the first of the year. That's nice, really and truly. Electricity here is ridiculously overpriced, I guess. I don't know what it costs them to produce it. I have all this nasal drainage. I don't know whether it's the change in the weather or what, but this nasal stuff draining down my throat. Bulldog, good morning, May. Love your channel. Should be there in March of next year. Hope you do. If you're coming, please let us know. We love to meet up for dinner or lunch or whatever with subscribers. We do it all the time. Very grateful. Very, very grateful. And of course, we're incredibly grateful for all of you. Small channel like ours, even with the number of people that we have, it always surprises me when we start to get between 20 and 30 people watching our lives. Boom. LG says, I'm in the States and recently bought a phone, but the IMEI was bad. I got scammed. I'm visiting the Philippines next month. Can I find someone to unlock it? LG, I just don't know. There are tons of bootleg phone fixers. I've never known anybody that had a problem that they couldn't get fixed. But if all you want is a cheap phone, there's plenty of those as well. Van says, tell your asawa mahal mana ganda mo. See her smile. Yes, Van, indeed. That's funny. Bruce, FYI, English is spoken by twice as many Filipinos than Tagalog. Yes, it is. But at the same time, where we live, Kampangan and Tagalog are very prominent. And you get a lot of people that speak Bisaya here as well, because Angeles is a destination. So there are a lot of other people. John, I've been married 18 years and have a 16-year-old daughter. Lived in Leyte for 14 years now. Wow, John. One good thing as an expat in the Philippines, I'm not American. I have no problems with my home country. Yeah, you know what, John? And that's just it. You don't have to have problems with your home country to come. I don't have problems with America. We just wanted to be closer to Arlen's family. And I wanted to be in the Philippines, and so did she. You don't have to have a problem with your country to come here. Ruby, currently 59 degrees Fahrenheit, still in our spring weather, where you can have 4 seasons in a day, change from Antarctic goes through. Yeah, you know what, Ruby? And for those of you that keep noticing, I cut myself shaving. This is like twice in the past 6 months I've done that. I don't know why. But anyways, yeah, Ruby, you still get 4 seasons. Yeah, and you're well aware. Ruby is actually from Angeles City. Although she lives in Australia with her husband, and she has a career there, and she's a very well-educated, well-spoken young lady. Here, as you know, we have 2 seasons, hot and wet, and that's about it, unless you get to the mountains, maybe. Bruce says most electric there produced by coal on oil-fired generators and have too little capacity, hence the rolling blackouts. Yeah, it's an infrastructure issue, and God only knows when they'll get it done and get it fixed, if ever. But it's one of the things you deal with. White Samurai, Mike, about your electric bill, are you paying a fair rate? I heard a rumor that Candy rips off the tenants charges some kind of premium to the actual electric cost. No, absolutely not. I mean, our bill comes directly from Angeles City Electric. We get a completely itemized bill, and it's a direct pass through to us. But we own our unit. Now, when it comes to rentals, I don't know. I haven't heard about it. I really and truly haven't, but anything's possible. But no, we get we get a direct bill. Comes straight through. It's completely itemized. I've got a video a couple back about electricity and what it costs, and it shows a copy of our bill from Angeles City. Bruce says 4 seasons in Florida: cool, warm, hot, and hotter. Yeah, it is. I'll tell you. But yeah, I always loved Florida, to be honest with you, Bruce. I really did. There was a time I thought I would retire in Florida when I was younger. Peter Berg, good morning. How you doing, Peter? It's nice of you to drop in. Thanks for having us. Peter's been a long-time viewer of the channel. Well, actually, just about everybody here has been a long-term viewer. 28 people in the room. That's just, so impressed for a live stream that's on a day that we don't usually do them. Scheduled only a couple hours in advance with a typo that didn't have the correct time. I'm really impressed. Intel Land, could you go over Social Security survivors' benefits to non-U.S. citizens, spouses, and children? Well, I could, Intel Land. The basics are survivor benefits to children are different than survivor benefits to spouses. Spouses, to get survivor benefits, have to actually reside in the United States. I think it's 5 years. It might be 6. I can't remember offhand, but you can go to Social Security and look it up. Your children, those benefits, as long as you can or have proven in advance that they are your children. I imagine you could do it afterwards as well, or the wife could. But yes, it is certainly possible. Maybe I'll do a video about it that's more in-depth than Telland. Let's see here. I missed that one. Izzy and Chris, that's the best way. I wanted the electric bill to be taped to our door. It's so easy to add a few 100 or 1,000 pesos to the bill. A lot of people, for the first couple of months that we were here, we actually went down and read our own meter just to make sure it was correct. Because, the people that actually read the meters, they're not paid very well. That's for sure. They make mistakes. Peter, hit that like for Mike. Thank you so much, Peter. Certainly appreciate it. James, good morning. Shout out from Laguna. Hey, James, how are you? Hey, is Laguna close to or near Tagaytay? We were in Tagaytay this weekend. I don't know exactly. Ruby says, Bruce, over here in spring, you'll get 4 seasons in a day. Hot in the morning, cool at midday, rain in the afternoon, and freezing at night. Interesting. Wow. Hot in the morning and then cool at midday. That's interesting. And I guess that has to do with the trade winds and everything else. That's kind of neat, Ruby. Bruce, I spent my first 52 years in Michigan, but retired to Florida 23 years ago. No regrets. Wow. You know what? I want to tell you. So yesterday, we're coming back from Manila, and Arlene is driving. And so I'm going through, and it came across a live, and I'm not going to go into, we don't call out other channels. And I'm like, you know what? These people seem to survive on drama. And I don't think that's really an issue that is uncommon. For some reason, I need to make sure that screen is locked. Yeah, locked. Um, Seems like drama is the way that channels are going now. They've got to have drama. I kind of feel bad. But hey, if that's what sells for them and their audience likes it, more power to them. Whoops. I spent my first 52 years in Michigan, but retired to Florida 23 years ago. Wow, Bruce. I'm looking at your profile picture, and you don't look old enough to be like that. I mean, you really and truly don't. I mean, I know my eyes aren't perfect, but and the picture's small, but you look a whole lot younger than 75 years old. John, I believe we get our electricity from a power plant near Ormoc in Leyte. It's thermal power. It could be. Uh, it really and truly could be. I don't know. Geo looking to get those survivor bennies for his wife to be, but interested in a video on that too. Yeah, I can look all that up and research it exactly the way it is. Um, uh, I would think that every husband should make every effort to secure his wife's or partner's future. And Social Security is not going to work for a partner, but it will work for a wife. Now, will they be able to make a living while they're there? Will they be able to do all the things that they need to do? I have no idea. I don't know what the status is. Has he been paying into Social Security? Does he have the credits for it? I would imagine he does and he has, but I don't know. Ruby, is it possible to have your bills, water sent via email? No, Ruby, it's not. And it pisses me off. It really does. I mean, I was so used to in the U.S., everything came by email. We got all of our bills. I actually had one email account specifically for bills. And my garbage, HOA, water, electric, everything. All of the routine bills always came to that one email. And I would just go there on the 5th of each month, write it all down, go into my bill pay for my banking, send them payments. Here, you can't hardly even pay online, although we can pay electric online. Van says Laguna about 1.5 hours from Tagaytay. All right, that's nice. I was surprised. Wow, the traffic. We went to Tagaytay on a Sunday, and the traffic from Tagaytay back to Manila was literally ungodly. Now, we left Tagaytay far later in the afternoon. I think we left around 4 o'clock in the afternoon. So, and we used Google to navigate us instead of our car's navigation. And Google took us down some weird ass roads. So we skipped all of the traffic to the SLEX. We didn't hit any, although some of the roads were sketchy a little bit, to be honest. But on the SLEX, all the way into Manila was bumper to bumper. And all of it was people, I think a lot of it, because Tagaytay was loaded. I mean, it was busy. I was really surprised. Let's see here. James, yes, Mike, very close. Takes us less than an hour to get there. Well, you know what? I'll tell you, the next time we go, James, maybe we'll try and get in touch with you because we ate at this House of Balulo or whatever it's called. And they had great sisig, but this Balulo, that's like maybe my next favorite Filipino food. That was such a great soup. I mean, I'm just like, I wish we would make it, but add more vegetables to it. It was good. I really enjoyed it. Bruce, I would leave Michigan too. Ohio State been dominating. Yes, indeed. Ohio State's just a powerhouse, but Michigan's always been a powerhouse too. So I don't know. I don't follow that much college ball anymore, but it is what it is. You know, I was kind of raised in North Carolina when I came to the U.S., and so for me, it's basketball. That's the big college basketball is what I watch. Bruce, Ruby, we have the same thing here in Florida. Some days we have the AC on in the morning, but cool this evening. Expect 50s by morning. How nice. That is just really nice. Paul, hey Paul, how are you doing? How are things? Paul's a certified registered nurse, certified registered nurse anesthetist. Retired in Florida, but moved back to Indianapolis. So when you go to the hospital and they put your ass to sleep, Paul's the guy that actually does it. He's the one that's sitting there bagging you. He's the one watching your vitals. He's the one that's actually passing the gas. All right? He's making sure that your O2 sats stay correct, that you're getting the right mixes, and staying under long enough. It's not the doctors that does it. I mean, don't get me wrong. The anesthesiologist oversees it, drops by the room on occasion. I don't know. I think they're vastly overpaid, but it is what it is. The CRNAs are the guys that actually do the work. Ban Jammy. I know you are saying everyone is welcome except me. I've been thrown out of nicer places than this. Ban, you're always welcome. Ban's been a subscriber on the channel and a frequent commenter for a long time. And his comments can go a little off the wall from time to time, but we always enjoy it. Copal, suck eyes, lost a few years, go blue. That's a big argument. I'm sorry, I've got this drainage. That's a big argument between my younger brother and I. My younger brother is a big Duke fan, all right, and I'm a big Carolina fan, and it's always interesting when the two of them go up against each other. Mike Simpson, good morning, Mike. How you doing? Glad to have you. Wow, 34 in the room, 17 thumbs up. That's tremendous. We certainly appreciate you guys. Really and truly do. Thank you so much for dropping in. Robert, one of the reasons I gravitate to your channel is because you seem mature, reasonable, and down to earth. Most of the other channels seem to be awkward dudes who escape to the Philippines and try to be cool. Well, Robert, first off, thank you. Second off, I'm definitely not cool. All right. I don't know how else to say it. Arlene and I, we lead a very simple life. And we enjoy our retirement and we enjoy life. And we're here just to simply show people what we go through and give advice on things that we've experienced ourselves or we know. The places that we talk about, these are places that we have physically been. These are places that we've physically done things. So I did get a request the other day to do more videos about food and restaurants in the area. So we'll start throwing those in. That's for sure. Copal, 3 wins like in 20 years. Isn't impressive. Sit down. How funny. Van says, spouse must reside in America 5 years. Not sure if it has to be consecutive. Child will get until they turn 19 unless in college, then until just before turning 22. And Van, that's how I understand it to be as well. Also understand that there are a few rules about getting Social Security outside of the U.S. now as well. And so I'm going to, you know what, Van? I think I'm going to go to Social Security this week. Not go to physically, of course, but I'm going to go online this week and see what the latest publications are when I get a little time. It might be next week. This week's kind of busy. We've got a lot to do. For those of you that don't know, we have a members section. I owe them a new members video. We've shot it. I just haven't edited yet. You see the box behind us there. That's full of candy. We have to separate that, make sure it's all intact, make sure all of the candy is pre-wrapped for our Halloween bash down on Walking Street. If any of you are going to be in town, we will be on Walking Street on Halloween night. We'll be there in front of Lucifer's handing out candy to kids and adults that are either drunk or dressed up or just want a mint or something like that. So, WLB, good morning, WLB. How are you guys doing? Thank you for dropping in. Where are you guys located? Tell us a little bit more about yourself. Bruce, I not only get my water and electric sent by email, I actually have them paid automatically from my bank. No need to write a check or stand in any line or even have to pay online automatic. You know what, Bruce? I've had that option for years and years and years and when I was in the U.S. And I can't get past, I have this mental block that just won't allow me to automatically allow them to pay without me seeing the bill. I don't know what it is, just something about me. Maybe I'm not cool enough to do it. Maybe that's what it is. All right. I just don't trust them. I never could do that. I've always paid online. Never did go to pay. Globe, Merloco, I can pay online with BDO, but you have to still look at the bill, enter the amount and details. Easier just to give my admin the cash to pay and have her go pay. Yes, it is. We pay Globe online and we pay the electric bill in Mindanao. At our house in Mindanao, we can pay that electronically online. And I'm pretty sure that there's a way to pay Angeles City online. But because we get that, and it gets paid actually through Candy, it's a service that they provide. Ruby, agree on that, Mike. That is only decent for the expat to set up financial security of their Filipino partner for the rest of their life when he's gone. Absolutely. I mean, you think about it, Ruby. What if you're a typical expat, there's a huge age gap. And if you're a typical expat, you're going to pass away and she's probably not going to be working. The sacrifices that she's made, being married to an expat, you need to provide for her future. You've got to do that. You have got to do that. I mean, I've done that for Arlene, and I'm not even done. There's still more yet to do. I mean, she'll be fine the way things are set up right now, but I want to make it more than just fine. And so there's a few more things we're doing. Bruce, now I need to get the prices down. Yeah, isn't that the truth? Fastest way to get Social Security benefits: move as a spouse, get permanent green card on arrival. 2 years later, file for citizenship. Done. Move whenever you want. You know, Intel, that's not the way it worked for us. Just telling you. All right. Here's the way it worked for Arlene. All right. Arlene and I were married in the Philippines. She, on arrival, she came over. We applied. When you do the application for the green card, all right, it is not permanent to begin with. All right, it is temporary. When we did it, it was 2 years, but I think it's been expanded to 3 now. All right, and not only that, you have to then reapply, and then you get your next green card, which at that point was 5 years, but now I think it's 10. And then at the 5-year mark, I think, if I remember correctly, you can apply for citizenship. That being said, we applied when we did the whole transaction. We applied, and when Arlene arrived, I kid you not, I picked her up in L.A. We took a day or two coming back from L.A. to Phoenix and dropped by Palm Springs and showed her around, stuff like that. Her Social Security card, because you can apply for Social Security and the green card at the same time. On the application, it will physically ask you, do you want to get a green card also? So Arlene's Social Security card was sitting in our mailbox when she arrived in Phoenix. But again, I'll go back and I'll look it all up and see what the changes have been. It's been a while since we've done it. So WWS means to earn. We put in a water shop. She runs it. And for any reason I'm not around, she still has income. Wow, WLB, that's great. That's the way to do things. Van Turner says, we go now on the weekend to Tagaytay because traffic gets bad because of the tourists. Yeah, I couldn't believe, I was really amazed at how busy that place is. I really wasn't. I mean, it wasn't a beautiful day or anything. It was a little overcast. There was mist coming through. You'll see it. I'm going to be posting a video a little later. BT. Good morning, BT. Are you still in Boracay or are you guys back now? BT lives not too far. He lives close to Angeles, down there at the foot of Mount Arayat. Edward Lippett. Hi, Ed. How have you been? Good to see you dropping in. Thank you. We go nowhere on the weekend in Tagaytay because of the tourists. Yeah, Van, I can fully understand that. So, Van, what's the best restaurant in Tagaytay that you enjoy? We should give it a try next time. Paul, when you came to the U.S., you weren't born in the U.S. Actually, Paul, I've done this before, but I was born in the U.S. I was here about 6 months. My mother moved. I'm not going to get into my mother and father's relationship. My parents literally divorced and remarried each other 3 times. I shit you not. All right. But moved to Japan. I was raised in Japan and then Hong Kong. And then at the age of almost 14, we moved back to the U.S. To North Carolina. So, my mother is a U.S. citizen. My father's a U.S. citizen. My mother was born in France. My father was born in the U.S. All right. His parents immigrated from Greece. But yeah, I was born in the U.S. I just didn't really get raised in the U.S. until I was a teenager. Bulldog, I love the food in the Philippines. I'm glad you do. I don't love the food in the Philippines. They have some dishes I'm quite fond of, but I have to be honest, I haven't made that I love Filipino food transition. I think a lot of it has to do with where or how. It's I don't mind the vinegar offsetting the sweetness, but sometimes they go heavy on that. So I don't know. James Van Turner, yes, when we come here, we come on the weekdays. Yeah, that'd be nice. Back from Palawan to go Georgia Bulldogs. My fault, BT. I knew you were on an island somewhere. For some reason, I was thinking Boracay, but it was Palawan. I hope you guys had a wonderful trip. WLB comments: setting up a business for your wife is a good start, but knowing how business works in the Philippines, there's no guarantee that it'll last for a long time. Annuity would be a better way. Annuities are very nice. That's the way to do it if you've got the cash to do it, if you can set it up that way. I have a lot of friends that have done annuities. Arlene is set up a little differently, but I'm actually looking at adding an annuity to it. Paul, most of my career I worked with without anesthesiologist supervision. Yeah, Paul, I know you guys get a lot of leeway in certain settings, and that's great. That's for sure. And like I said, for those of you that don't know, Paul is a nurse anesthetist. Copal, malpractice insurance for CRNA and anesthesiologists is outrageous. Highly litigious special. Yeah, no shit. Okay? It's terrible. Unless you're in Texas. Texas has caps. It's one of, I think, 3 states. I don't know. Maybe it's changed. I haven't looked at malpractice rates across the United States in years and years. But there are malpractice caps in Texas and a couple of other states. I can't remember the others. Bruce, Mike is being modest. Anybody that owned a titty bar is considered cool. Nah, Bruce. You know what? The titty bar was just an accident. It really and truly was. Here's just so you know, here's how that worked. The bar was literally like, I want to say 3 or 4 blocks up the street from my office. And they had a steak buffet every day at lunch for like $7.95. And so I would go. So would some people from the office. We would go up there. I got to know the owner. And after a while, and I knew the owner was full of shit. I knew he was a con man, whatever. Well, it turns out he was a hell of a con man. It turns out he used to do these dollar theaters. And he would own the theater and do like a limited partnership. And he would sell the limited partnership in the theater, but own the concession stand. And the money in theaters is at the concession stand. Anyways, to make a long story short, he took some old lady's, bless her soul, like life savings. Her son was smart, sued him. He's going to jail. So he tells me, hey, Mike, I'm going to jail. You want a good deal? Well, I didn't really want the titty bar, but the property, because he actually owned the whole block. It was a small city, all right, small block, all right, only one road of frontage, houses backed up behind the property, and it was a 7-Eleven, a titty bar, and a like 10 space, 10 little shopping space, video rental, Vietnamese ping pong place, couple of, seamstress. I wanted the property. So that's what we did. We bought it. And that's how we ended up owning it. I had managers that ran it. And we went from there. We owned it. And then when the time was right, we sold it. It wasn't that bad. We didn't work there, that's for sure. Ruby, we have lived here full-time for 10 years. The business is good. And yes, we own everything. Wala utang. Wala utang. No bills. Perfect. WLB. That's great. Or let her get citizenship in your country and maybe start a career and become self sufficient and save for her future. Have financial independence as well. Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of methods to doing it. There really are. It's just all going to be what works best. You could turn around, do the same thing Ruby did. You can send your spouse to school. I'm not saying nobody sent Ruby to school. Ruby's family, they went to school, but Ruby became a professional. All right. She's a degreed professional and she has a career in a foreign country. And I'm sure she does well. Ban Jammy, you are pretty cool. I would know. Well, thanks, Ban. I appreciate it. I really do. Doobie, my wife lived in the U.S. for 8 years. She is dual. Well, we just retired here in the Philippines. Wow. She's going to be all set. That's for sure, WLB. Mike, we're in Rizal, Luzon province. Okay. So you're on the island of Luzon. I don't know. You know what? I've heard Rizal. I don't know exactly where it's at. I got to be honest. I kind of know where some stuff is, but not everything. I don't keep track of it. But if you're ever around Angeles, let us know. That's for sure. Many choose not to return to their countries. This is Intel land due to self-gratification or insecurities to the detriment of the ones. You know what, Intel? That's actually true. I think that there are many expats here that will not bring their spouse back to the U.S. because they're afraid, because they have to give up their standard of living. This is a selfish issue. I think it's very selfish. But that's just an opinion, I guess. Giovanni Capri, I've been following it on Social Security. It's saying 5 years in the United States for the Asawa to collect. I think it's wrong, but that's my opinion. We're currently in Florida and can't wait. Giovanni, I think that probably goes back to the old scams that used to be around, especially not in the Asia, but in Europe. In Europe, back when the Russian mail order brides and everything were a big, big deal, you would marry this woman and they'd be automatically eligible for your Social Security. You get these young girls marrying old guys. And so they put a cap. They said, you got to live, and that's the way it is. I don't know, though. Could be for other reasons. Expat Prepper, how you doing? Great to have you in here. In for the chat. My paper bills are sent in advance, so I know how much money they will be taking, and I have a chance to dispute any charge. Auto payment is just convenient. It is convenient. I mean, I'm not going to lie. It really and truly is. Bulldog, any bill I get in the Philippines is cheaper than in Australia. Yeah, I can certainly live with that. I mean, I looked at what my daughter's paying for gas, rent, insurance, school. None of it's cheap. You moved your wife as a fiance? No, I moved my wife moved. We were married here in the Philippines and then moved her. I did not go, she came over on a spousal visa. All right. It's a 2-year green card. And then you renew it if everything's good. They interview you again. And then it's a 5-year green card after that. In the U.S. when we did it. Izzy, Philippine electric companies are savage. They give you 10 days to pay before shut you off. There are laws in many states that make it illegal to shut off electric before a certain time or weather. You know what, Izzy? It is. We actually, when my mom finally decided that she was done renting her home in North Carolina. We gave the tenant notice that we were not, like 3 months notice, we were not going to renew the lease and that we were going to put it on the market and sell it. And we offered her first right to buy it. She refused to move out. She refused to move out. She refused to do anything. And I thought, well, fine, screw you, bitch. I'll shut off the electricity and the water. Well, found out very quickly, it's against the law to do that. Now, I don't know where else or what else, but it is. Giovanni, a 2-year green card costs $1,225, and the 10-year one is $1,600 now in America. I want to say when we did Arlen's entire package, it was about, and I'm talking everything, when we did her medicals or this or that, whatever, it ran us about $1,800 for the 2 years. And that was the only option we were given. The only option when we did it was your first green card is probationary and it's 2 years. Now, the renewal after that was 5 years, but now I've heard they've gone to 10, and Giovanni is confirming that. The renewal, I can't remember because just didn't have to deal with it. Benjamin, God bless. Not sure if I can say that, but said it. Yeah, of course you can, Ben. Not a problem. Bruce says, when I brought Vanjie here on a fiance visa, she was able to apply for citizenship after 2 years, but took a year to get it done. Had a U.S. passport in her 3rd year. Wow, Bruce. So how long ago was that? That's unique. Oh, that was about 24 years ago. Things may have changed. You know what? Things may have changed for all of us. Our experience wasn't 24 years ago, but it wasn't last week either. If you use a lawyer here, they charge $1,800 in Florida, plus saying they're not able to get a Social Security card. I laughed because we went to the Social Security office and no problem, just showed them the marriage certificate. Yeah, we didn't have a problem. Like I said, when Arlen applied, on the application, it asks you, do you want to go ahead and apply for Social Security card now? BT says, I'm back from Palawan, but I'm thinking about moving to El Nido in a year or so. Love that place for 10 days. Yeah, El Nido's nice. It really is. I can't argue with that, BT. Paul says 3 times. Okay. Not sure what that's. Wow. 38 people in the room, 27 thumbs up. Thank you so much, people. Thank you so much. Geez, Mike, 2 divorces and 3 remarried. Wow, your parents have quite an interesting story to tell. Yeah, I'll tell you their story. It's real simple. They're dysfunctional. Totally dysfunctional. They could not get along with each other to save their lives. My mother, if it wasn't for my brother and I'm not sure what kind of shape she'd be in. But love them to death, but just dysfunctional. I wish there was a nicer way of saying it. BT and Betty, definitely going back. Absolutely. El Nido's nice. Van, I never give any card numbers out in the Philippines. She will use her bank card for ATM only. You know what, Van? I made a video the other day talking about something, and one of the side tangent things was, I've never, ever used our American ATM card here in the Philippines. None of our bank cards or American ATM cards have we ever used here in the Philippines. Now, on occasion, Arlen uses our Philippine bank card at an ATM just to keep it active. We have to actually, at BDO, if you go a year without using your ATM card, Shit, they turned the damn thing off. It's ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. Indiana malpractice is good. When I retired, I was about $8,000 per year due to the caps. So Indiana has malpractice caps, Paul? Is that also one of the states with malpractice caps? Mike, I'm thinking about visiting the PI. How can I contact you? Paul, if you go to our channel, down below in the about section, it'll show you our email, but it's ourphilippinejourney@gmail for sure, Paul. Antonio's, but we like Leslie's because of the view. There's 2 Leslie's. You want the one closer to the ranch amusement park. Okay, Van. Cool. Antonio's. Is that going to be Italian food? I think we saw that. Is that on the main street? The name rings a bell. Copal, has the daughter heard from me? She's heard from 2 schools. So it's still early in the process. Thanks for asking, Copal. Barras Rizal, Luzon. It's about an hour and a half east of Manila, out in the farmland. Nice. Very nice. You know, we don't get out. We go to mostly major areas. So, Ruby says, what's the average processing time for U.S. fiance or spouse visa? When we did mine for Australia back in 2000, it only took 1 month for a fiance visa to be approved. What we've been told that people are waiting up to 18 months, 24 months on spousal visas to the U.S. We waited, when we did it, it was about 18 months. K1 visas, fiance visas, I've heard are actually faster now. So I don't know, but if anybody's got any experience, they could certainly tell us. There you go. Have a nice day. I work in a federal building that has both immigration and Social Security. Wow. I got to be honest with you. That's, I don't know. I bet there's some pissed off people coming and going out of that building. Izzy and Chris say, Ruby, just buy a plane ticket to Mexico City, walk right through. Well, yeah, but I mean, that doesn't get you there legally. There you go. I have an appointment on Thursday, Social Security, retiring in February on my way to Angeles, the end of February. Great. Should be everything. You know, when I retired, I didn't even go to Social Security. I just filled out the form online, mailed it in. Didn't have any issues with it at all. El Nido is great. Unfortunately, too many drunk foreigners. A lot of drunk foreigners everywhere. California bear. I got to go back. I saw a shorts feed, I think, from you on a new pepper that I haven't seen before. Gonna go watch that one later. Paul, Indiana was the first to have caps. Really? Even before Texas. I didn't know that. Been married 3 times in the Philippines, 2 times in the U.S., and the doc says it's due to my PTSD. Wow. 3 times in the Philippines, 2 times in the U.S. I thought I was bad, but you've got me beat by a long shot. Giovanni Ruby, it took 4 years through Filipino visa due to COVID-19. Yeah. During COVID-19, everything was shut the hell down. About 30 states have caps now. Florida and New York do not. Wow. That's impressive. I know when I was practicing in Arizona, we did not have caps, and malpractice was outrageous. Absolutely outrageous. Paul says, Indiana was the first to have caps. Otis Bowen, MD, was director of HHS after serving as Indiana's governor. He set up the caps as governor. Cool. Nice. We went to, let's see here. So this weekend, we went to Tagaytay as a side trip to Manila. Arlene got to visit with her best friend and her best friend's new baby and son Luca and Louis. And we had a great time. And then it was funny. I'm going to be posting the video about us leaving Manila on the way home. You'll have to watch it and see what Arlene was all nervous about. It'll be funny. Ruby, we just went through it last year. I finally got her home here in Florida. Well, great. Great. I hope you guys are having a great time, Giovanni. Mike, what are your thoughts about Tim K's issues with a local? You know what? I think there are two sides to every story. I think that I don't know enough about either side. I think that if somebody, it's very simple to file a complaint about somebody here. It's much harder to bring it to a level that makes it sustainable. But I also don't condone violence. I think that there are much better ways to solve problems. I think that it is what it is. At the same time, I don't know Tim K. I have had interactions with somebody that does, and I've always found him to be a very pleasant guy. I've never had a problem with him. I know him. I know his wife. I've met them. All right. Sweet, nice folks. But I don't know that much about Tim K. I really never watched Tim K, to be honest with you. He's not the kind of information I like. I like very, very factual information. And then I have a final problem. All right? It's a problem that I have with multiple bloggers. I don't give a rat's ass about any blogger who abandons their children in their home country. None whatsoever. And there are several big bloggers, all right, that walked away from their minor children and did not support them in the U.S. And for those people, I say, kiss my ass, you're a piece of shit. Now, that's just our thoughts. That's just my thought. It's just how I feel about it. California Bear, K1 visa can take up to 10 months. Wow, they've made that a lot faster. That's for sure. Intel Land must be because if you think remarrying fourth time would change things, you're going to be disappointed. Ruby has a point, Repeating the same mistake over is a sign of insanity. There's an old saying about that. When you repeat the same mistake over and over. But I don't. But to paraphrase it, repeating the same mistake over and over is a sign of insanity. There you go. Actually, the federal building has major security, and so she has guards inside. I bet it does. I bet people get pissed off. Ruby, wait for the 5th. Well, I don't think Ruby's going to wait along for that. I'm going to tell you, Ruby's a very strong-willed, independent, educated Filipina. She don't take much shit. I will tell you that right now. Ruby goes, I have to hand it to you, never give up attitude. Yeah, apparently he does. He's not going to give up. Love your car videos with Arlene. Your interactions are golden. Actually, that's coming out. We're going to have that one's going to post tomorrow morning. And it's going to be Arlene and I in the car going through her major fear as we were leaving Manila, which is kind of, it all went well. I'll spoil it for you. Giovanni, no, we're selling our 4-bedroom house here in Florida. Bought land in the Philippines, moving home since I'm 100% disabled veteran and on SSDI. Well, I'm sorry to hear about your disability, but I hope you're doing well. I really do. Like cars, new sports cars come out every year. Okay, Intel. I guess that's one way to look at it. I find it sketchy that Tim just ups and leaves his wife and son to Thailand right after filing of the cases. Looks sus. You know what? I don't know. I didn't know he went to Thailand. I saw his thumbnail the other day, and so I listened to it for a bit. I know what it's about partially, and it's kind of like, you know what? He's going to be whatever he's going to be. Let him be it. Let me put in a shameless plug here. We now have a members only section. We're going to be posting once a week videos that are raw, unfiltered, and not of the general types of topics you will see here. And once we get up to 35 members in the members only section, we will be doing a members only live. And those are the only perks about being a member. Otherwise, everything that we've been doing, we're going to continue to do. We're not going to give up the content that we provide for our subscribers and have been so supportive. That's for sure. Let's see here. Mike, you follow me, right? But then I'm not the normal blogger. Actually, Prepper, yes, I do follow you. Absolutely. And when I get time, I watch stuff. I don't comment a lot. I just I'm there to help boost the numbers, help your algorithm, stuff like that. Paul says, oh my God, I'm so with you on the abandonment issue. Yeah, Paul. It's, and there are some very large, very prominent bloggers that did that. They abandoned their children in the U.S. and let it be what it is. All right? I don't watch their channels. I don't give a shit. I don't care how successful they are. I really don't. Giovanni agrees 100% on the abandonment. Ruby, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result is the definition of insanity. There you go. Ruby's got the exact words, and she's absolutely correct. Copile, there's also a saying that goes, if at first you don't succeed, try again. Yeah, there is. And if you can afford to keep trying, great. I love your thoughts about parental obligations. Not only fulfilled my obligations, my 22-year-old is still with me. He's finally moving out next month. Well, I will tell you this. My 21-year-old daughter has called me every day here in the Philippines, and even actually before that, when Taylor moved out of the house to start college, my daughter has touched base with me every day, with the exception of maybe over the last 4.5, 5 years, maybe 25 days. And most of those days, she had told me in advance, you know what, Dad, we're going up. We've got a sorority thing in Tahoe this weekend. So I'm going to be really busy. She was the president of a couple of clubs, and so she had obligations for new members and things like that. And she was very active in her sorority during pledge week and stuff. She'd get very, very busy. And then, sometimes, my daughter actually touched base with me her entire vacation in Paris. She went on vacation to Paris last year and literally called me every day. Now, I missed a couple of calls because of the time difference and things. But yeah, there you go, having a wait until you hear my last 4 years story. Oh my God. I can't, I can believe it. Trust me. Does Ruby have a YouTube channel? I don't think Ruby has a YouTube channel, but she is smart as a whip. Ruby went to Ruby's from Angeles, went to college here in the Philippines. I think Ruby, are you an engineer of some sort? I think she's professional degree, and she has a very nice Australian husband, and she has a professional career in Australia. She is a smart woman. 22 years and still with you. Geez, I must be lucky because all my kids left home when they turned 18 and lived independently. My daughter lives independently on the allowance that I give her. However, it's all in the way of school. So, and for Taylor, I did it a little different. I literally put all of her college money in a bank account under both of our names so she wouldn't have to pay taxes. And I paid the taxes in advance. And she manages her money, pays her tuitions, the whole 9 yards. Sounds like she has a pretty cool dad. You know what? I do my very best. I love my daughter so much. I really do. I just wish the best for her. Was she in Paris on your dime? Actually, no. No. Believe it or not, ex-wife number 2, her mother, took her to Paris on her dime. She got a really smoking hot deal on a flight, and then got a smoking hot deal on a Airbnb, which turned out to be a shared room. So they ended up having to go check into a hotel. It was a disaster, but Taylor had a great time. You know, I will tell you, my ex-wife was a horrible wife. Horrible. But she is a wonderful mother. She is a great mother. I can't complain about that. I really and truly cannot. Ruby's a civil engineer. There you go. Smart woman. Ruby is a frequent guest and subscriber to another channel that I used to watch. And I will tell you, she doesn't hold back any punches when telling people in that channel, hey, you're wrong. No, that's not the way it works. You should consider this. She's smart. I tell you, Ruby would make a great YouTuber. She's got a lot of knowledge. Was she in Paris on your dime? No, I missed that. Van Turner, 3 sides to every story. Yours, theirs, and the truth. Absolutely, Van. Absolutely. And that's why it's hard for me to pass comment on what one individual says and what another individual says. That's why you don't see me say names a lot of times, because honestly, there's 3 sides to every story. But, it's just like, I won't say names about the bloggers that I think everybody knows who they all are. I mean, we know the 3 bigger ones that abandoned their children in the U.S., left them, didn't provide support, emotional, financial, anything. I won't say their names because it's possible. It's possible that in some instances, maybe, the mother had a lot to do with arming that malicious intent and making it impossible. There are people that get their parental rights stripped away and can never get them back. But in these three instances, that was not the case. However, there are people out there. So I don't say their names. We're not that big into drama. Will we make a video, criticizing something or someone once in a while? Sure, absolutely. When we think it warrants it. There you go. Have a nice day. Ruby, I had to move back to the U.S. from Korea before the pandemic. Had my challenges with him finally under control. But isn't that the sign of a good parent? Isn't that the sign that even an adult child, you take the time, you go forward, you make the best you can, you encourage and you cultivate growth in that child? I give you a lot of credit. There you go. Have a nice day. Children can be challenging. There you go. Ruby, do you live in Manila working for an engineering company? I'll let Ruby answer that. Copal says, only know of two of them. Well, then good, Copal. At least you know of two. But there are three that stick out in my mind that have done it. There you go. Have a nice day. Did my uni degrees in Manila and worked there for years before migrating to Australia in 2004, but plans to retire in the Philippines in the next few years. Yeah, they'll be retiring, 15-minute drive, hopefully, from where we live. Very nice. Paul says, there's no excuse for abandoning your children. None. There's not. Even if you have a bad child, you should do everything you can to keep them going. Everything. Well, look, folks, we've been on here for an hour and 17 minutes. We got all the way up to 35 online. I think it was maybe 34, something like that. 31 likes. Thank you so much for helping to support the channel. Your presence is so much help. Thanks for dropping in. We really do appreciate it. And we really hope you guys have a great day. Stay tuned for tomorrow's video. That's going to have our Lynn's mad dash to escape her jailhouse run out of Manila. Thanks so much, everyone. We hope you're doing well. Take care. Bye-bye.